Okay, so today we are doing a Demi hair color on Wendy. Our stylist Nina is going to start by draping our client. So we're going to do a classic chemical drape for Wendy today, protect her clothing. And that's a towel, a cape on top, and then another towel as well. Wendy, when that cape goes on, you might want to put your hands out to the side, and then you can bring them back so that your hands are outside of the cape. While Nina is draping, we're going to talk a little bit about what color we're going to be doing on Wendy today. Wendy had sent us a inspiration picture, but then when we were chatting a little bit more and talking about the inspiration picture, we noticed that the model in the inspiration picture definitely had a lightener first and then put the color on, and it's a pretty deep violet. Wendy had also mentioned like cherry cola color, right? Yeah. And Wendy's natural base is a strawberry blonde, so lots of natural red in her hair to begin with. So choosing more of that cherry color instead of more of a violet base, I think is going to go really well with her skin tone. And it's what's going to come out naturally in the hair. As far as maintenance goes, we were talking about using a demi color instead of a permanent color so that you can change it if you want to. You're not locked into that color permanently. It fades out over time rather than having a line of demarcation as it grows out. So the maintenance is a lot less as well. Yeah. Nina's going to start mixing the formula for us. She's going to put her gloves on and get things going. We're doing a classic root to end application with a demi color. So it's pretty straightforward. Our mixing ratio is 1:1. If we look at our colors here, we're not going to use this one. We're going to keep that one out of the mix. We are going to use a 4RV and a 5V. So the RV meaning red violet, and the V is a straight violet, but we're going to get that nice cherry cola look out of this. The 4 is the level, so it's pretty deep and dark. Big change for Wendy today. We are going to do, I want you to do a whole bottle of this and a half a bottle of this. So 2 ounces, 1 ounce will give you, we're going to switch this over to ounces just because we're using liquids. It's a little bit easier than grams. Oh, units on this side. This is the other. I pressed too many buttons. That's on milliliters. There we go. Ounces. And let's tare it back to 0. Beautiful. So 2 ounces of that and an ounce of the 5B. So this is a 2:1 ratio for our color that we chose, and then it's a 1:1 mixing ratio. So if we're using 2.5 ounces of color, we're gonna mix.
Yeah, but do you want me to bring it all the way to 2?
Oh, that's one. It's only 1.5 ounces now. They used to be 2-ounce bottles. Are you sure? Hold on. I don't want you to bring it all the way to 2.
Okay.
Interesting. I wonder because it's weight instead of in a bottle. This is different than what I was assuming would happen.
That's okay. So do you want me to?
I don't want you to use this yet because we're going to need it. I want half of this bottle in there. You guys are cutting that part out.
Okay.
Yep. So bring that up to 2.25. Perfect. Yep. And now we're going to do 2.25 ounces of developer. So shake that bottle first before you open it because it's been sitting. And then, so now we have to do math in our head because I'm really good at that.
So
4.
4:45.
Huh?
Is it 4:40?
4.5. 4.5.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a brand new bottle, so
I
it
was
might.
gonna say.
Best laid plans, people. Okay.
You get it.
You have your gloves on,
I
so.
do. Do you want me to take it off?
No.
Okay.
Here it is. Brand new stuff.
Using the good stuff.
Yeah, using the good stuff. Literally. Hold on, let me just grab it because I can't even. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think to check this. Thank you. Lots of editing. Editing practice, that's what you guys are looking for, right? Okay. We'll pretend that never happened.
Yeah.
So shake that up, and then you can do, we're looking for two, another 2 1/4, so it's going to equal 4 1/2 total. And you're going to see as you mix this, it's going to thicken up a little bit. It is a liquid color, so it applies very quickly, which is nice. Once it's applied, it has a processing time of 25 minutes, and then we'll be rinsing out. I'm actually going to take one of these for you. We're going to clip this. Now Wendy has a lot of hair, so I'm assuming we're going to have to mix a second batch of this. Okay.
Normally, I part the hair in 4 sections.
All of our seniors have
So
exited the premises.
You get the most even application.
So right now Nina is organizing Wendy's hair to make sure that we hit every spot on Wendy's head. When we're doing an all over color, we really want to make sure that every single piece is saturated evenly. And when we are organized and do things in an organized manner, it makes our life a lot easier. So she is doing what we call a classic 4-part section. And she will start applying the color in those front 2 sections today. We're going to apply the front sections first, and then we'll apply the back sections.
Got a lot of hair.
A lot of hair.
Okay. So normally I start in the front.
Let's go turn you a little bit. Perfect. And you can see our color's already starting to oxidate, so we're starting to get those beautiful tones we're looking for right from the color bowl, which is really neat. So she's going to do your part line first and along your hairline, and then that clip will come right out and she'll be able to apply that whole section really quickly. She's got so much hair, so I'm going to hold this like this for you. A lot of times out in industry, you will see that colorists do have an assistant. So what I'm doing right now is something that you would see an assistant do out in industry, which is help the stylist with either application or handing foils, depending on what's going on. Maybe rinsing the client out, blow drying, things like that. So do your part lines here too. So Nina is establishing her sections with the color. And there's a couple different ways we can apply this type of color. We can use a bowl and brush, which Nina is demonstrating, but we can also use a bottle, which is a little bit of a different application process. But it's really dependent on the stylist. There's no right way or wrong way. Good.
It's like strawberry jelly.
It does look like strawberry jelly.
Cold.
It is, yeah, it'll be chilly. That'll be chilly. Your head will warm that up for us, though.
Yeah. Trust me, by the time you're processing, it will get a little toasty.
We'll probably use the grow lights, too. I use the term grow lights very lovingly. They're really just heat lamps, but we call them grow lights because it's like we're growing your color in your head. And the actual temperature in your environment can change how your color is processing. So you want an even temperature while you're processing hair color. So if you are at a salon where the door opens a lot and it's chilly out, your color isn't going to process the same as in the winter as it would in the summer, which is really interesting. We live in New England, and that can, especially with lightening the hair, that can make a big difference. Beautiful. Nice, yep. Go ahead, part really thin sections and roots to ends. I'm actually going to put on a pair of gloves, and I'm going to help with the other side so that we can get things moving. Once you get that root applied on that side, I want you to bring it right through the ends.
Yeah.
And then I'll start applying the roots on the other side. If I just start at the same time you are for that, it'll just be in your way. Nice. Yep. I got it. Assistant to the rescue. So we're going to make sure we keep her face line and her hairline as neat as possible while still saturating everything. This color is going to develop dark quickly, and we'll have a little stain on the face if we don't clean it up as soon as we make the mark.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now start working from bottom to top. Don't flip that back. Now take this section and pull it all the way through to the ends. And then just tuck it behind her ear as you're working so you don't end up with it all over her ear. Okay? Beautiful. Trying to figure out the best spot for me to sneak in. Start applying the other side.
You do you.
Okay, I do me.
You do you.
Good. We'll walk around. We'll walk with you.
Yeah,
If you
I
want
just
to
don't,
move
I
this
know
way.
that camera's
Yeah.
stationary, so I want to make sure this one that's behind you. So I'm a lefty and Nina's a righty, so this actually
Yeah,
works out really well.
Perfect.
If we were both right-handed or both left-handed, it does make it a little bit harder to work on the same canvas at the same time. But because I can go in with my left hand and Nina's using her right hand, it makes our life a little bit easier. Another thing that's really great about Demi hair color is that a little bit goes a long way. So I know Wendy has a ton of hair. I knew to make sure we had extra color in stock for the amount of hair that Wendy has. I've had the privilege of doing Wendy's hair for a special occasion event at Skills USA last year, so I knew how much hair we were dealing with. And you know, making sure that you have enough is really important. But this type of color goes a long way, which is great. So it's very cost effective and economical for the salon.
So I'm done. Do you want me to start on that section?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we'll go straight to the back sections once we're done.
And normally too, when you have a section of hair, you can always try to pull it out and see if there's hairs in between that aren't saturated as much. So you can always go back in and see what you've missed.
Nice. So Nina's just reiterating saturation is 100% the most important thing when working with any sort of demi color, toner, and even permanent colors. If you don't have the right saturation, you're going to end up with splotchy hair or what we call leopard print hair. It can get a little scary if our saturation's not good. We were talking about how big of a change this is going to be for Wendy. Wendy had come to me, about probably 2 months ago now at this point, right? And we talked about this. We talked about how big of a change it was going to be. And she hasn't changed her mind about the color or that she wanted to do it. So that makes me say, okay, my client really wants this done. Sometimes big changes, people request them because like maybe something big in their life has changed and we really need to talk about the maintenance of the color and what that means for their hair care afterwards, so that they know what they're getting into. That's why we had decided on the demi color for Wendy. So if she would like to change it in the future, it won't be as hard to remove the pigment. Yeah, good. Good catch. Yeah. Love it. What also is really great about a Demi color is we can layer on top of this color too if we want to. So it's not something that you're like necessarily like strictly locked into. Typically Demi colors are a little bit more transparent, so you're going to get a lot more color changes. Let's turn Wendy right around and we'll spin her back towards the mirror. Beautiful. And we'll switch sides.
Yes.
Oh no, you get to stay over there.
I get to stay over. Okay.
I get to take over what you're doing here. Sorry, you
No,
started
you're good.
this side. Once our color's mixed, we mix up 2-part color. So we have the color molecules, the dye molecules, and then we have, so you can lay right over top of mine. And then we have a peroxide that goes with it. The Demi hair color has a much lower peroxide amount. And once you start mixing the color in the bowl, what we call the coupling process starts right away. So the color is starting to process the minute you start mixing in the bowl. So if you notice in the beginning, Nina brought the bowl over next to her client to mix it, so she was right there ready to go. If you guys think we should talk about anything else, please tell us.
Smells really good.
It smells good. All right. So that's a good, that's a great observation. So Wendy's just saying that this color smells really good. I actually particularly love the smell of this color as well. Because it's a Demi permanent color, it's a very low ammonia, so you don't have that strong chemical smell. And this color line happens to add a little bit of a perfume to it, so you get a nice little smell to it. More of your permanent colors, you'll hear your client say, ooh, that smells, meaning it's a strong smell. That is your ammonia that releases right away. But it dissipates quickly. But without ammonia, permanent hair color doesn't work. So if there's not ammonia in the color, there is something else. So we can really start to see here, we can start to see this color starting to really develop on the corner here. And it's looking gorgeous already. I am absolutely loving what's happening already. It's going to be that nice cherry color. Can you see it coming?
Yeah.
It's going to be really pretty. It's going to look redder on your scalp than on your hair. So it's going to be a little bit deeper and a little bit richer. It'll be really, really pretty. So typically with a color line like this, you have, I don't know the exact number of shades that this particular color line has.
Oh my God, a bunch.
A lot.
A lot.
Probably over 50 different shades, and you can custom mix for your client. So today we custom mixed 2 colors together for Wendy. We used a level 4 red violet. So the color chart goes from 0 to 10, 0 being your darkest, black like pure pigment, with nothing else. 1, usually you don't see a color line with a 0. If they do have a 0, it's got a blue base to it. But usually color lines start at 1, and that's your black shade. And then go all the way up to a level 10, which is your palest blonde. And we are using a level 4, so we are on the darker side. Nice, rich, dark color. And red is the first tone, so you will see red first and with a hint of violet. So when Wendy had mentioned that cherry cola to me, I knew exactly that we were going to be using a red violet. And then when she sent me that picture, it has a little bit more of the violet hint to it. But we do want to keep things on the red side. So we did add a little level 5 violet to this just to enhance that violet tone just a little bit, but she is going to mainly see red. But what we call a cool red. Cool and warm colors. Every shade of color can have a cool and a warm.
And neutrals.
Yeah, neutrals too. So when you get down to her hairline, she has a real wispy hairline down there. Just make sure you grab all those little hairs and get them up and in. Because if she puts her hair up, she'll have some of her natural blondies sticking out. We don't want that. We want everything to be covered. Looking amazing. We're going to get through most of the hair without having to remix.
That's good.
That is good. This color does go a long way. I know your hair, you got a good haircut, so it's on the shorter side for you right now, which is helpful. It's definitely helpful.
That's the process.
That's actually a great conversation to have actually for color applications. If your client comes in and is looking for a big change with both haircut and color, meaning they want to take a lot of length off their haircut, do that first. Cut the hair first and then do the color. That way we're not wasting color. If Wendy came in with hair down to her waist and we colored the whole thing red and then chopped it up to her collarbone like she has it now, we would be wasting all that color that we just cut off. So do that haircut first. She's got silky hair, huh?
I know, yeah.
It's in great condition.
You have a lot of hair, but it is very like fine and straight, pin straight.
Yeah.
Are you the only redhead in your family? Strawberry blonde, really.
Yeah.
But yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
So everyone else is brunette.
Brunette.
Everyone else has curly hair too. Like my mom has
Oh,
curly
really?
hair.
Ah,
My sisters both have
that's
curly
right.
hair.
I knew that your mom had curly hair. It's funny. Red hair has to be genes on both sides of the family for you to be born with red hair. So there's red hair somewhere in the lineage on both sides of your parents' families. But it could be years and years back. Like you might not even know the last person that has strawberry blonde or red hair.
I don't even know what my grandparents' natural hair color is.
It's funny. My grandmother was, that pure white hair, and I saw a picture of her when she was younger, and it was like jet black, and I was like, no way!
God.
Like her hair was so white, I couldn't believe it. But I thought she would have been a lighter color younger, but she wasn't. Hair is very interesting. Some common challenges that we can hit when we are coloring hair is home care for the client. What type of water they have at home plays a huge part in the longevity of the color. Also, their home care routine, like how they're washing their hair. Are they washing their hair in hot water? Are they washing their hair with a certain type of shampoo? When we have colored hair, our goal is to keep that color locked into the hair at all times, and it can get tough. There's lots of factors that go into maintaining hair color. For Wendy, with a Demi color like this, we are going to ask her to cleanse her hair in a cooler water temperature. I mean, it doesn't have to be freezing, but if you take a scalding hot shower, your hair color is going to fade quicker. So the cooler the water, the better it is for the hair. If you were going to do like a fashion shade, like say like my hair is like has that purple in it, I actually suggest for my clients to wash their hair separately. So pin your hair on top of your head, take your shower, and then tip your head over the tub and wash it with as cold water as you can stand. It'll just last you longer. Your hair's an investment. You're investing in it. And you know, it's important that you do your part, or to maintain it, it's important that the stylist tells you how to maintain it too. If you don't know, if you're not educated
Like
on it.
spending all that money, you don't want to spend all that money and have it washed down the drain. You
Nope.
know?
Quite literally, that's right. We're almost ready to mix some more,
I was
right?
gonna say. Do you want me to go?
Actually, you keep going here.
Okay.
And I will get a new bowl, and I should have brought a second bowl out, and I'll get that mixed up for us.
Are you excited?
Oh, you have to cut that out. Those kids are sitting there doing
I
nothing.
feel like you've been talking about this.
I didn't know that.
It's all right. They're on a break, actually. They're not really sitting doing nothing, but
Don't.
they are right this minute, but they're on a break.
We'll cut you out. We'll cut that out. Is it okay if I film you doing it?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Forget how blind.
So I always like to double check my colors before I'm mixing to make sure I'm mixing the right things. It ended up being 1.5, right?
Yeah.
Ounces and not.
It like came out to like 145.
145.
55, and then
Okay.
I added.
I'm gonna
So it
do
was 4.
perfect.
And a half.
I'm gonna do an ounce of that. I wonder. I'm interested in finding out. Perfect. Ooh. Sprayed a little. This should be plenty so we can finish up our
Yeah.
application, and then we can oversaturate too. Because we're switching the color so drastically, we really need to make sure we'll bring in our color comb. We'll comb through the sections.
Break through everything.
Yep. So you can really see how light it starts, and then it starts oxidizing, and it really gets a lot deeper on the hair. You can really already see the difference. And the first spot we applied is the front of Wendy's hair. It's hidden right now, but in a minute we'll reveal that, and you'll be able to see. That light is off. I'm not sure if it died or.
Did you want like a blowout too? We could totally do that.
Do whatever you want with it.
Dude, that'd be crazy. It's gonna look so cute.
My hair is in your hands.
Okay.
Quite literally, Dan.
Yeah, again, quite literally.
When we're working, we really want to make sure we keep our workstations nice and neat so that anything that we need is just an arm's reach away. If things end up being too far away, we end up making a mess. I've made some messes in my
Yeah.
18 years, but we try really hard not to make that mess. And I just, as I say that, I just splash
not
it
to make
on
a
the
mess.
floor.
I know I'm doing really well.
You
I
are
haven't
doing
gotten anything on me yet.
You are doing great.
This is like a new record for me.
So it's surprising though. Always when I do a demi color, I always end up with little tiny spots on me, little polka dots,
Yeah,
and
on
I'm
my
like,
shoes too.
where did that come from? How did I do that?
Sorry.
Bless you. When we're applying color to a client, our own posture is really important. I just thought of this because I was tapping my foot to relieve some pressure off my ankles. And depending on the person, you want to make sure that your posture is good. We end up standing up for pretty much 90% of our day as cosmetologists. A lot of times I find myself in funky positions to make the client more comfortable. But I have to remember that the client will only be in that position for a couple minutes and I have to stand on my feet all day. So sometimes I have to ask my client to be in a funny position for just a minute or two so that I can make sure that I can have the proper posture for the longevity of my career. You flinging color at me? I think you just did.
No, I didn't.
I think you just did.
Sure I didn't.
We have unintentional color fights over here.
Yeah. It gets messy.
Always. So as we start to reveal these front pieces, you can see that they've oxidized a lot, and we're getting that nice, beautiful, deep, rich color we're looking for. If I spread this apart here, you can really see her hair taking on those color molecules and that dye. It's looking great. Really, really cool. Exactly what we're looking for. So fun. Wendy, have you ever colored your hair before?
I did purple on the underside.
Okay. But never an all over color?
Never an all over color.
Okay, so this is definitely a change for you.
I don't think my dad knows that I did this.
Oh.
My mother knows.
Okay, all right.
That's good.
My mother knows.
At least one parent
I
knows.
think my dad knows.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What's he gonna
be a
say?
little
I
bit
know,
of a
he's not
change.
going to say anything about it now. But yeah, again, let him know it's a demi color. It's going to fade. We can change it. You know, it's just hair color.
Hair goes back.
Hair grows back.
It does.
That went on my shoe. It was me.
Oh,
I did
okay.
it.
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
I did it to myself. No, it was me.
The collective pause.
Yeah. We all look. Where'd that go?
I'm gonna check my shoes. Okay.
No, your shoes are good.
I know. I
Seems
would
like a very
probably
tedious process.
So it can be. It can be. So you know, having two people is really helpful when you're applying a color like this. If we were doing foils or something like that, it wouldn't be we wouldn't be able to do two people to apply a foil because everybody has a slight different style to applying foils, and they wouldn't come out evenly. When we're doing a full saturation of color, you definitely can have a partner helping you with that. To make a foil go faster though, if you're lightening the hair with foils, your assistant can be handing you foils, mixing you more lightener when needed. So an assistant can be very helpful that way when you're doing foils. But for an all over color, your assistant can actually help you apply. Like I am being Nina's assistant right now.
Thank you.
Of course, happy to help. So we're getting close to the end of the application. We do have a good amount of color left in the bowl, which is great because we're gonna have to double check our saturation, make sure everything's good. We're gonna be combing through each section to triple check the saturation. We have a specific color comb to use for that, not a traditional comb, but one that has a roller on it, so it actually rolls through the hair. To help spread the color without disturbing the chemicals too much. The color brushes are my favorite for any of your pop colors or your vivid colors. Those guys are really there just to stain the hair. They're not really there to break the cuticle down or lift the cuticle and enter inside and work inside the cortex like this color is. So this guy here, we're working in that middle portion of our hair strand. The cuticle is being lifted by the peroxide so that the color can get in and hang out in the cortex with our natural color molecules. And pretty much everything else that the hair is made up of lives inside that cuticle. I saw it fall, but I don't see it.
I didn't know where it went.
I see it. I don't see it.
Could be on my pants.
Could be. It's like a work of art. The floor always looks like a work of art when we're done. I don't think it made it to your pants. I think it's on your smock.
Okay, good.
Yeah. See, smocks, important.
Smocks are important. One of the most helpful, useful tools.
One of the reasons why you'll see cosmetologists mainly wear black is because we end up with hair color and whatnot all over us. Okay, I'm gonna get some hair color remover for Wendy's face. Because we got some nice little track marks over here. So we're gonna get those. We did not request any sideburns or anything today, right?
Nah, I'm good.
Nothing new? Awesome. Okay, do you want to change your gloves before you start combing? We might want to change our gloves, yeah. I grabbed the nice black ones off the back shelf in the back room if you want to grab those.
Yeah. Do you want me to throw yours?
That'd be great. Thank you. How's it feeling so far, Wendy?
It's nice and cool on my scalp, and it feels really nice.
It feels nice?
It feels
Good.
really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of luxurious, right? And it's actually, do you feel like as we're applying it, it's like almost soothing?
I love having my hair done.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do, which is great. Which is great. Some people, they don't enjoy it, but I'd say 98% like to get their hair done. I'm going to grab us a new towel.
And we got this trusty handy tool. It basically has like a
Everybody
roller
good?
in it to
I
like
finished.
spread the
It's not that
hair
good,
color.
so
So
don't worry. But it's something.
a hair color.
Ay, ay, ay.
Just got-
I had to return this thing, and eyebrows.
For what?
Because I was trying to avoid the cameras.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, there's no way I can go and avoid them.
So if you, as you're combing, Nina, if you see any spots that need more saturation,
Yeah.
this is your time. I'm just gonna come in here. So most important parts are the hairline. And any part lines that Wendy typically parts her hair. Do you typically part in the middle?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
usually in the middle.
Okay.
Where it's flopping everywhere.
Gotcha. So this is great practice for Skills USA coming up. Nina is actually going to be doing the aesthetics contest this year, which is exciting. She was a model last year for aesthetics, so she got to see that firsthand at the state level, and now she's trying out for regionals. How about you guys? Are you guys doing a bunch of contests this year? What's your plan?
I can't do skills.
Oh no!
Academy.
Ah,
A whole bunch of stuff doing that.
gotcha.
But I think we've filled
Every category you can?
filled 4 of our
Nice.
audio spots, I think.
Okay.
And then we have 3 teams for
Gr-
video.
Great.
So we're getting everyone in.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, we're a full house this year too. So every contest we have available, we have 3 full contests and then 1 that has 3 people. I just don't have another person eligible for it, so that's all I can put in. So, but we're really excited to get that going.
I think every shop has someone competing.
That's so great. I think that's the first year.
First time we've ever had.
Literally every shop competing. That's wonderful.
And hopefully next year we'll have a vet shop competition.
Yeah, there's no specific vet shop competitions right now, but they can do medical math, I think,
That's what one of them is doing.
Yeah.
We're working on a specific competition for vet.
for vet.
Um,
We have a change in our competitions happening too. So they're getting rid of the under 500 hour competition and they're replacing it with a natural hair and braiding competition. The under 500 doesn't have a spot at nationals, but the natural hair and braiding will. So that's our goal, is to get students to be able to travel and get to that national level. So the state has decided we're going to pull that under 500 contest and run the natural hair and braiding.
Miss Betsold taught
Yes.
me how to braid.
I did.
You had a regular braid, but you taught me how to French braid.
Yes. Yeah.
And Dutch braiding.
And Dutch braid too. Yeah. Yes. All the freshmen leave learning how to braid.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So that could be a good freshman competition.
Yeah.
Send them.
Yeah.
This is like so addicting.
Isn't
I
it
love
nice?
this
It's
comb.
satisfying, right?
It is.
Those combs are hard to clean, but they're worth
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Because they have that roller in there. Typically for our clients now, the formula that we custom mixed for Wendy today, we will put in a client file for her. So when she comes back, we know exactly what we did last time, and if she's like, do it again, we don't even have to think. We can just mix it right up. If she's like, you know what, I want to tweak it a little bit. I'd like to see a little bit more purple. I'd like to see a little bit more red. I actually want it a little bit more brown. Then we can take that original formula, see what we started with, and tweak it to fit Wendy's preferences or changes that she's looking for. That looks awesome. Saturation looks great.
It does.
Yep, looks
good.
really good. Okay, so we have our Demi color in, ready to process. We're looking at a 25-minute processing time. So this is kind of where we can chill and hang out. We're gonna cap her with a,
Do you have a cap or do you want me to go?
I'll grab one for you, with a shower cap. It is an oxidative color, so we do need to poke a couple holes in that cap so the oxygen can still get in and do its magic.
Yeah, I know, right? It's always like washing it out is like the best part because like you can feel it all, like your head gets lighter and you're like, oh my god, it doesn't feel like there's like 20 pounds on my head.
I always cut my hair like so much.
Yeah.
It's long, it's so
I
heavy.
bet. No, seriously.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you put this on because we'll end up.
Yeah.
You have the gloves on still. They're gonna be stained anyway.
Yeah. Either way.
Another occupational hazard.
Yeah.
That nice, ombre nails.
Ombre. I
And-
know. Your nails are really cute.
Wonderful. And we're gonna create a conducive heat environment for her as well. I shouldn't say, that's the wrong word. I should say consistent.
I know. Very stylish. All the.
It's such a good
fashion
look,
wears.
Wendy. So these are what I lovingly call, our grow
Did you see that
lights.
spot?
Yeah, that was me. That was my good
Oh,
splotch.
okay,
You see
okay.
that? I did that.
I was scared for a second.
It looks good, right?
It does. It always
So-
leaves a little something.
Little something
to
behind.
remember by.
You can see we got polka dots all over the floor here. And that is typical. Once we're done with Wendy, we will, we have a little magic spray that takes all that off. So we'll get that off. A little dusty. Are we out of battery?
GoPro wanted to die.
Is it dead?
I think so.
Oh, that's a bummer. What type of battery is it? Is it a rechargeable battery?
I have one in my pocket. I'm supposed to have that one battery. Automatically updating.
Oh, it wants to update right now?
Yeah.
Really?
Wants to update the date and the time.
You're like, no, thank you. So right now we're making just a nice warm environment for the color to process. And this having a consistent temperature from roots to ends will really help. Our head naturally creates heat, obviously, right at the root area, so that'll process a little different than the ends. So if we make sure that there's heat kind of everywhere, position these so we can get some heat on her ends too. And we don't need them too close. But we want that to be a nice, even heat source for her. The temperature tends to fluctuate a lot in the shop, from hot to cold to cold to hot. So this just creates that environment where it can all process evenly. And now we wait. We literally, as stylists, will ask the client if they need anything, water, coffee, tea, a magazine, and we let them be for 25 minutes. So we'll check in with them as they're processing, but we can go do other things. What we're doing while they're processing, we're cleaning up our bowls, maybe taking another client. We might be doing a blow dry.
Blow dry.
Yeah. There's lots of things that we can be doing while this client is sitting. So let's get our timer started. Yeah. And if you guys want to take a break here, I mean, there's really nothing to film at this point because we're literally going to walk away.
You just use that one.
Yeah, you can just leave that one running if you want.
Just do a fast forward montage.
Yeah, because it's literally she's gonna, or you can cut this out. Like she's literally gonna sit here for 25 minutes. We're not gonna do anything to her. So, awesome. Yeah, take a break.
5 minutes.
Take a load off. We're good timing wise. All right, so our timer went off. We're ready to rinse out. Nina, would you like gloves to rinse or?
Yeah, that would be most preferable.
Okay.
I once, I did red in my hair too, but I didn't use gloves. It's just not pretty when people like look at your hands and it's all like blood red. So
I would guess.
yeah,
I assume so.
so that's like something you have to watch out for. So yeah. And we have our lovely sink over there for you.
All right, I have the sink warming up so that we don't freeze her to death. Here's some gloves for you.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you just record her putting her phone away? We'll cut that part out a little bit.
It's not me.
What phone? I have no idea what you're talking about. I love it. You guys are great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can take her cap off.
You see the lovely
Yeah.
color.
You can place the cap right on the tray there.
I know. Okay. Can I move her over to the sink?
And you can bring her over to the sink. I am looking for some
Follow me
color
to the sink.
shampoo.
Oh yeah, no, it's all wiped up mostly, for the most part. Are you comfy? Or comfy as could be. It's still warming up, so we might need just a second.
We want to keep the water a little bit cool for her,
Yeah.
but don't freeze her.
Actually, I think it's like perfect. Well, I don't know if
It's going to be a little
it's
cool.
gonna get warmer, but it's like an okay temperature. Okay, just sorry if it's a little too cold. You both want some action shots. What shampoo are we using?
I have it right over here. I'll bring it to you. It'll take a little bit to rinse. You want to get the water to rinse as clean as possible.
Yeah. Oh, that's a little hot now. Sorry, our temperatures are very interesting. It's too hot now.
Oh, fluctuated on you.
Yeah.
Shampoo's closer to you. Conditioner's the one further away.
Sorry, it might be a little uncomfortable, but it's just to help the dye keep itself intact.
Ooh, it's looking good.
Wow. It is.
Exciting.
Sunlight. Oh, God. It's very important to get the back of the head. 'Cause
Yes.
That's where most of the color like stays, and a lot of people don't sometimes rinse it out. So when the client is done, they'll like have a bunch of hair color in the back of their head, and you just don't want that.
The nape of the neck, right?
Yeah.
So Nina's going to rinse out as much of the color as she possibly can till she can kind of see that color running clear in the water. And then we'll do a light shampoo and a condition to help lock that cuticle back down. And then Wendy will be ready for a blow dry.
Sorry, the gloves are not a good thing to have when watching. Just really quickly, I'm gonna have you lift your head up just so that I can get whatever excess there is in the back of your head. Okay, you can come back down. Actually, before I do that, I'm just gonna take off my gloves so I don't splash you.
Did we ditch the gloves?
I did. I was splashing around. So.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes your hands will be a little stained, but not for long with a Demi color.
I'm gonna have you lift your head up real quick.
So right now, Nina is what we call wrapping the hair. So when the client moves from the sink back to their stylist chair, they aren't dripping all over their back or on the floor or anything like that.
I'm gonna have you
It
sit
doesn't look pretty, but it works well.
Yeah.
Just watch your feet when you stand up too, my friend, that you don't trip, okay?
I'm gonna have you come back to a chair. Is there like color? Oh yeah, there is color remover.
Yep. Are we still clipped here? Yeah. So we gotta check behind the ears here how are we with color back there. It's usually this side that. Think we need to go back in the sink for a second, or you think we're?
Just a little bit.
Is it shampoo? I think it's shampoo.
Is it? Okay.
I don't
Maybe
think it's color. No, it's not color. Okay, so you're cutting that out too, okay?
Okay, yeah.
My film friends, like
No, we'll.
No one will know.
Yeah, no one can know.
no one will know. No one will know. First impressions, Wendy?
I really like it.
You like it? Okay. So Nina's gonna start, we're gonna put a little wizard in your hair, which is just a leave-in conditioner. It's gonna help lock down that cuticle a little bit more. We don't suggest mousses or any volumizers. You have a lot of hair. I'm not sure you want a lot more volume than you already get naturally. But we don't suggest that with this type of color because it will pull the color a little quicker. You'll feel like it'll fade a little bit quicker with anything that has alcohol in it. So mousse, aerosol hairsprays, things like that. Things that are great for your hair. Leave-in conditioners, serums, things like that that keep that cuticle locked down and closed, okay? So she's gonna spray a little bit of leave-in conditioner in. Not a ton because her hair is silky anyway. And then we will, oh, I thought I grabbed you a wide tooth comb. I didn't. Let me grab you one.
Okay. I know, oh my god, the color is so beautiful. Look at that.
Here's a wide tooth comb for you. You can comb through. And while she's doing that, I will start to work on Wendy's hairline a little bit more.
Try to sell professional.
We try to be.
Yeah.
We try to be.
Possibly can.
And when you're drying it and everything, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, awesome. A little bit of free roam.
Try it however you want. That's pretty awesome.
You normally part your hair in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
When it's freshly washed, I usually don't bother.
Yeah.
Color looks great. Saturation looks
I know. I
awesome.
was like looking at it, I was like, girl.
So you're a little bit red from where the cap was sitting because
Yeah.
it was a little bit tight, but that'll.
I just have sensitive
You do
skin.
have sensitive skin. You turn pink quick. I do too. Very common. So don't worry about clipping those pieces up, just twist them. With her hair type, she'll end up with a good line of demarcation in there from the clip. So just twist them and let them be. Don't even put a clip in.
Oh, okay.
Yep, twist, let it be. And then twist that other side, let it be. And you can work on the back first. Yeah, because it'll just with her hair type, it'll dent really easily. You'll have a harder time getting it out.
Yeah.
Miss B,
Yes.
I'm gonna go to work every day this week now.
You can work every day this week now?
Yeah.
That's exciting. Are you excited?
I guess. I get money.
You get money.
I
Money.
see my kids.
Money is good.
Money is good.
We just got a new round brush too. It's like huge. It's like 10 times bigger than like the normal round brush, but it's like does a really good job.
So it's gonna get pretty loud, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
That's what audio editing is for.
I haven't used this yet.
The brush?
Yeah.
Ah. We got brand new, really expensive brushes for clients. Nina's very excited to use it. So those brushes heat up pretty good, so just be careful, okay?
Yeah.
So like it's this part, like you're on cold. I was like, that feels freezing, which is not a bad way to blow dry her hair, but it'll take you a long time.
It will.
Look how shiny.
I know.
It's very pretty. It's very dark. I like it. Do you like it?
I like it. I can't wait for you to see it dry. It's actually so cute.
So pretty.
I don't know if you can see it. But so
How do you like the grip on that brush?
I
You don't know? Oh, I'm in love with those brushes.
I know, like, I should like it because it's long, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be better for longer hair.
Okay.
But it's still a really good brush. Not to hate on it, you know?
So they make that same brush in like a traditional size barrel too.
Oh,
Do you
really?
like the grip on the brush?
It has a, like, yeah, like a good grip.
It has a
I
good
like
grip,
it,
especially for fine hair.
but- Yeah. No, that is so true. Because some of the brushes don't, like,
You can't
It
grip
just,
it all
like,
with
falls
it.
through.
Right.
so. Yeah. It's gonna take a while. I mean, we're getting through it pretty quickly.
Ladies,
considering, but
we need to be
I'm
working.
doing something. I'm just giving my advice.
Do you want that?
No, we're not.
Okay, I don't know. Stuff with it. So just while she's blow drying, just a reminder, this color is made to fade. Okay? So home care is really important. All right? So shampoos and conditioners should be color safe ones.
Do you have any suggestions?
We do. We really like the Amica line. It's called Locked In. We do sell it here. That is an option for you for sure. But typically anything that says color safe is going to be a better option. You want to stay away from anything that says volumizing or clarifying. That's going to strip the color a little quicker. Okay? It is going to fade. It's going to happen. So the longer you can go in between shampoos, the longer it's going to last for you. Amazing. So your hair color is going to last a lot longer than somebody who has to shampoo every other day. Also, product-wise, I know you said you don't do much for products at home, right? So that's good. We don't really have to worry about volumizers or anything like that.
Yeah.
One product I do suggest everybody uses is a leave-in conditioner, because the last thing we do in our shower is we rinse our conditioner out, and that raises our pH in our hair a little bit. So if we can spray in just a little bit of leave-in conditioner, it lowers that pH again and locks down that cuticle layer, protecting your color. Our cuticles on our hair are like the layer of armor, basically. So they're our protective layer, helping hold everything in.
I lied. I like it. I like the brush.
Oh, okay. We have a believer now in the brush.
I'm a believer.
It is a wonderful brush. It's so nice to work with. So we were talking about home care when Nina proclaimed her love for her brush.
I proclaimed the love for the brush.
So suggestions for like touch-ups or recolors as needed. For you who doesn't shampoo their hair, who can go almost 4 days, probably 8 to 10 weeks, which is a natural if you want to keep and maintain. If you want to change it, I'd say go a little bit longer, let the color fade a little bit more, and then you'll be able to switch and do something different. But it's all going to be preference. You're going to see what you like, see where you want it to take you. If this was a permanent color, we'd say we'd probably need to see you in 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
For a touch-up. But because this is gonna fade a little bit, you have like a softer grow out. You're not gonna get like a stark line. It looks nice. I'm gonna lower her a little bit for you as you're working higher. Oh, I think that's as low as we go.
That's okay.
So you only had her up a little bit, but
That's okay. I like a
Looks
good
good.
arm workout.
yeah. So as you're working up into her crown area, she actually seems like she's even more dense up here. You might want to give it a light, like rough dry before you put the brush in it, just to get some more of that water out. Think this way.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Sit it next to her here. You're welcome.
So ambidextrous. Rough, so it helps out.
It does help out, absolutely. Beautiful.
I'm gonna turn you around.
Good. Looks good. You excited?
I really like it.
Yay!
You done my hair?
We can. That can happen. You know, it looks like her ends are really holding the water, so make sure you're getting those ends nice and dry, okay?
Yeah.
Can you feel it?
Yeah, in the back I could definitely feel like it holding.
It's, yeah. It's her hair type. It doesn't want to let go.
Yeah. Is it not porous, but
It's not porous. She has really fine hair, and actually a million pounds of it. Her density is high. But with the finer, silkier hair, sometimes it holds on to water a little bit more. And you're right, though. A porous hair typically does hold on to water a lot, too. But that's a different category. This is, she just naturally holds on to water. And it's just due to the density. It's not really due to anything else. Just the amount of hairs per square inch that she has is going to trap the water a little more. Last couple sections, looking great.
last section.
Look how great your saturation is. There's not one hole in here, right?
I know.
Looks good.
Good feeling.
Of course. You stuck on? Yeah, there you go. gonna take a little picture here for you guys so that we can send it. A little collaboration happening. I love it.
Sorry if I end up bumping into you.
No, you're good.
Okay. And voila. Look at your hair.
You like it? It looks really, really pretty. Yes, it's too late to go back. But again, we did that Demi permanent color, so it will fade slightly. This is a deposit only color, so there's no lifting involved. It's really the best hair color for hair because we're not overly lifting or damaging the hair. It looks beautiful. Do you really like it? Yeah, it looks nice. Look at that smile.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
and
so
I can undrape you.
yes,
so
you can undrape. So
undrape
give her some shoulders so she can see. It even looks fun with your tie-dye shirt.
Very fun.
Yes, awesome.
I really like it.
Yay, it looks nice on you. Awesome.
Okay.